What up, guys? We have Troy, Juliet, Joey. Heck yeah. All right. So this last few days, I've been working on what's called databases. All right. So inside software, there's 3 different parts. Okay. So 3 different parts. You have the front end, the user interface. Then you have like what happens when you click the button, the workflows, like what happens like what happens when you click a button. And then last, you have databases, right? So like, where are you saving your information? And so for me, I feel like whenever you set up a database, it's usually like you're going to be setting up a new project or you're building something new on your project. And so I have been exploring different databases for a couple different reasons. One is you could have databases where they're external databases, and I've been looking at something called Supabase. I haven't fully figured out how to like use it and everything out like that. However, it makes it where you can have your own database. You can export your stuff. Like, however, I've been using something called Bubble, right? I personally like Bubble. I see that there is some companies that prefer to own their own full and code start to finish. And so I do see the issue with having Bubble as a database.
Yeah, you're gonna get client information, like it's gonna be an issue.
And Bubble does have it where you could secure the database and you could log in and pass authentication, and then you could log in. And so you could secure that stuff, and that's kind of what I've been doing, is securing the back end and making sure everything's connected. So there is that possibility. However, some places like Supabase basically make it super easy to connect and use it, or MySQL. So it really depends on your need. However, with Bubble, if you're trying to launch a product from start to finish and just get it up and launched, it's really convenient and fast. And so I have been using it for a client software. I think I showed you guys the client software last week. We are getting really, really close with this thing since he kind of gave us permission last time to show it. Here's what's really cool. Right? Last time we were basically able to create like these little AI assistants. Well, now we're able to actually chat with them. So let's see if I go back to his site. Let's see. So let's see. Right. So this is his site that we actually been building, and you could kind of see this is what he like handed me. Okay, you could see this is like the kind of design. Well, since then we made it where you could actually set up the bots, so you could actually create a bot, and then I could put like a description. So I could say you are a My AI team legend. All right, and there's also these instructions for the assistant. So that's the actual like instructions for the brain. All right, and everything that you guys see here is completely coded by the AI. Like everything. So all I did was like prompt it inside my AI team, like, hey, do this, make it look like this, make it look like Apple designed it, right? You are on My AI team legend. You use your files to answer the, okay. And then here you could choose the different models, because there's different models for OpenAI, which is different like levels of intelligence, speed, and all different things. Then you can hit next. And then inside here, I added my website scraper. So in here, I can scrape a website. This crawls the website, returns every single link on the website. Okay, so this is a code that the AI completely wrote also. This is one of the benefits of having your own server, because this is calling a code on my own server, right? And so I basically sold them access to the script, and then they get access. So what it does is it crawls the entire thing, gets back every single link on my page, okay? Here I could hit view content, and now I could view all the content from that page. All right, so I could see what the actual text is on those pages. All right, I could also click this, and I could make it where I could select all of the pages that I want to add into the actual software. And then it says add selected pages to the AI, and I could click this. And now it's going to take all those pages and it's uploading those files into the AI. Okay. So now here I'm going to hit create assistant. And then in a few seconds, we got this little confetti. you could see assistant successfully created. Okay, so if I hit refresh, inside here, we could now, if I go to the files, you can see if I go to all files, a few seconds ago, we just uploaded a few files right here, right? Created a few minutes ago, less than a minute ago. It uploaded the files, which is just this endpoint. Okay, when we talk about API endpoints, an API endpoint is a way that I'm externally doing something. So none of this stuff is actually happening in our software. This is all happening inside basically external API endpoints, right? So all of this is calling another software and then displaying it from another software also. OpenAI, okay? So this basically stored all those files and then it put it into what's called a vector store, right? And a vector store holds all those files, right? You can see right here, it has 7 files that it actually has. Inside here, I could edit, delete, which are all API endpoints too. So just these right here was like 8, 9 API endpoints, just all right here. Then you could manage them. So you could see right here, here's our assistant. You could view the details with it, just like all the actual like information you need to actually like connect to the AI. And you can see how it says vector store ID. All of this, right? Every single OpenAI, like if I go to OpenAI and I go to the API docs, every single one of these was just copied and pasted into the AI to create me my dashboard for it, right? All I did, if I go back into this and I go back into like some of the ones like, right? So this one right here, right? So this is a file manager. If I actually this is the file manager that we created. Well, if we go back into the history of us actually creating this, it's just me one at a time saying, create this dashboard with all of these API endpoints. And I literally paste in all the API endpoints. All right. And then this is the file dashboard, right? You can see how it's all created right inside here. And what I'm doing is I'm taking this code and I'm literally copying and pasting this code and uploading it into Bubble. Right. And now we're displaying it right in Bubble inside here, basically inside a little window. All right. So I'm able to use Bubble as a way to build visually also, which is like no code, but I'm able. So pretty much they hired me to build this software. I'm like 90% done with this software. So here's this very last part. Okay. So now they want to be able to chat with them. All right. So if I go right here, it says chat with my AI team. I could say, who owns this business? Okay. And it will reference the documents and it will return an answer, right? So the owner of my AI team is Jeff Caldwell. All right. And now it knows based off of all the scraped documents, scraped website, everything like that. And we're able to chat with this whole thing. So this whole entire website, this is a full-on software that they requested for me to build, right? Well, like all I'm doing is sitting here and just chatting with this and telling it, okay, I really need you to go through this responding, give me 2 little buttons. You know, like I'm just talking to it in very basic English and it's giving me these responses to be able to create this software. And so this is the process that I've been pretty much building. Like what I've been doing is behind the scenes is basically trying to make a step-by-step process of how I'm doing it so I could show other people how to do this. As easy as it is possible, because I want to make it where if you guys, well, now let me ask you this. Okay, so this has kind of been where I'm stuck is I almost like software development is almost like you could choose your path in a sense. There's almost like no right or wrong way. It's really just the way that you decide to do it and which way you get launched, right? Like I could go like a few steps ahead of you and choose to learn like complete code and we don't learn the Bubble part. Or I could go through the process of like continuing to build it out in Bubble and then just make it really easy for you guys to connect in Bubble. Because here's what's really cool. If you guys go into how I'm building this software and I go into Bubble, you're able to connect to just about anything else. However, Bubble gives you the ability to actually sell it as a software as a service. All right, do you guys see my screen right now? This is how I'm building in Bubble. You can see is there's this dashboard right here. Well, all I'm doing is hiding pages and showing pages based off of what link they clicked over here. Like if they click the little chat, well, then I hide the main dashboard, and then I show the chat dashboard. Right? If they click the storage right here, well, then I show the storage. That's it. And then if you look at the storage, all it has is HTML. You see this HTML embedded right here? All I'm doing is embedding the entire HTML document into here. If I ever need to connect to something, you can see right here, I'll scroll down. I could pass information. So right here, it says current users open API key. I could pass in data from the backend Bubble database into the front end. So this whole entire software, I'm like 90% done being built with it, and it's less than 30 days with the client. Is that something that you guys would want to learn how to do in that process, even if it's built in Bubble? Is my question for you.
What's the alternative?
Can you take like the front end stuff that it builds in Bubble and then like connect it, take the code and then connect it to your database? I mean, I built those little silly apps I made on my AI team and the snippets, and then I just built a database and I asked it how to set up the database and all that. So I think what I've seen, like even when Austin was first showing us the website that he created in Bubble, it was like really beautiful, like looked really nice on the front end, which is cool. It seems like if we could just take that and put it on a server, that would be also awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe it's like a blend of the two, because here's the thing is you can put them on the server. Just like my code, my website scraper, that's a code that's running on my server. And I mean, so it's kind of like there's certain times when you want certain things,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like, however, if you guys want to create a software as a service and you actually want to sell software, Bubble is what I use and what I would recommend using, just because the user management is a lot easier versus some of the other ones. But it doesn't mean I can't learn another one to figure it out. And then I'm sure it's a lot easier then if I just figure that out. You know what I mean?
It just, you hear all these huge companies, like even one of my old insurance firms I worked, and they build a lot of their own software. They even had a huge data breach, and they had to tell all their customers and things like that. It's like those are the kind of things like you have to be careful of with anything really. The user data.
Yeah. And the thing is I could verify that your user data is secure on Bubble.
Right.
You know, like
if you have a server of your own, if it's not like up to date, if it's not patched, like all the things, it's like server management. That's like a whole nother ball game.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean it's not, we don't need the cPanel, like a cPanel server, I would still say is a must, because you need to be able to make emails. Like there's still like a ton of stuff that gives you the bonus of. And then having the ability to upload files. Like here's the thing, that website scraper code that I have, that code has made me a few $1,000s so far.
Yeah.
Just selling the copy of it. Like, here, Joey, here's the files.
No, I know. It's like exactly like once you could probably put up an ad on Fiverr and double your price and get some people to buy it from you.
Yeah. And so my thought is I still believe I have to but however, the website scraper, I built that whole thing.
Yeah, it's not storing user data or anything like that. Like you don't have to worry about security breaches and things like that.
Now check this out. Let me show you even website scraper API. Okay. So this is websitescraperapi.com. It's entirely built on Bubble. It's built on Bubble, but the code that it's calling The function, just the function is not built on Bubble. Does that make sense? So,
Yeah.
but the user management and handling how users sign up and handling like the credits, that's all handled in Bubble. Because that's really easy in Bubble. Like that, Bubble makes that super incredibly easy. However, the code that it calls, I'm going to show you guys the code. All it does when somebody purchases and uses the website scraper API, it just calls my Bubble API, and then that Bubble API calls my server, and then it returns the result from the server of the script. But Bubble handles the user management, the credits, the subscriptions, all of that. So for me, I still, the functionality of the software is written by AI. The user management to make it all easy, I literally got that set up in less than a day, like 2 days. Right? So this is website scraperapi.com. Okay, this is the website. It says email must be valid. You can see this is, I built this whole thing in Bubble back when I guess I was building a lot in Bubble. However, now I would build this whole thing in HTML and I would just embed this on here and then, it'd be completely different. However, if I go into plugins and then if I go into API connector, when somebody calls my website and they call the scraper, well, I literally call my website scraper. Like it calls my command. So it's calling my server. You can see right here, scrape a website. This calls my server right here. Scrape.php, scrape a site. It calls my server. So I'm not, the whole front end of this code, the whole front end of this website is essentially selling an AI written code, but I just built the front end to be able to handle the user management because I find Bubble is fantastic at that. I feel like I could get a whole user login, user setup, visualize everything in less than a few days, which, I mean, speed matters, I guess, in software. You know what I mean? It helps, because sometimes sometimes you could lose steam. And it's like, man, I've been working on this for a long time and then you never launch, right? But what's really nice is all of a sudden, like these guys, every single time I talk to them, they're like blown away. They're like, oh man, that looks amazing. Like, heck yeah. And I'm like, guys, you guys know we're like a week and a half away from you guys launching customers.
I mean, isn't it nice when you can like have validation and easy wins? I mean, it's kind of like the ADHD thing where you have to have like constant, like little easy wins to keep you motivated.
Totally. And so this gets those easy wins faster, I guess, in that sense.
Yeah.
But the ultimate goal is to get where the software isn't on, like, here's the reason. The reason I started software development is the reason I ever even started Bubble, okay, is because I had a code on my computer, my laptop. I don't have it right now. My daughter has it, right? She's using it for Roblox. But I had a code on my laptop, and the only way to use that code is to use my laptop. That was it. There was no other way. Somebody on Facebook messaged me, and I was literally using it. It would make these little viral videos, okay? And basically it would like scrape Reddit, grab a post from Reddit, and then it'd be a little Minecraft video jumping in the background, right? In it, right?
It reminds me when I had an IRC bot back on MIRC, and I had to have the stupid MIRC running on my local computer for the bot to freaking work,
Yeah, pretty much. So the only way the software would work is if you had my computer. So I was literally going to sell my MacBook for $3,000+ just because the only way to get the code is this. That was the only way. There was no other way to, and if it didn't work and I didn't even know how to fix it. You know what I mean? I copied the code off the internet and I somehow got it to work. Well, that code, somebody messaged me on my Facebook and said, hey man, I could get that code from your computer onto the internet so people could buy it as a software. And I said, how? And he goes, Bubble. And I'm like, What's Bubble? And I literally like Googled YouTube Bubble, and I watched a 3-hour video on Bubble, and I went through the whole thing, and I was captivated by it because the entire time that I've been on the internet, I've only built websites. I've always logged into software. I paid for monthly software. I paid $297 for over 4 years for a website building platform. ClickFunnels, right? Literally. So add that up, times that by how many users they have, made some money. Like, they made some money. Like, I paid that before I paid my rent many times. Many times. So I literally believe like software is sticky. Software is something that people value. Well, I now have the ability, ever since I started doing Bubble, to create my own software. Like,
oh, I found another I remembered another Excel tool that like people are always like, I don't know how to like make a tool for it yet because I haven't thought that far ahead, but VLOOKUP is one that I remember at my old company they would always use. VLOOKUP.
what is VLOOKUP? Yeah. Is that like search?
I think it helps like match data like within like a couple different spreadsheets or something.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's another big one. There's like freaking communities online just like on how to use VLOOKUP.
Dang.
So it's like I think it would be easier for us, like you said, to work on these smaller softwares, at least initially. Eventually they could turn into bigger things, but since we're all novices at the software making.
Yeah. So now this is what, when you say turns into bigger things, this is what's fantastic. Check out this. Like, think of the website scraper API. All right. That's just the website scraper API. Well, all of a sudden, you now take something that was just a small thing, one tiny thing, and now you connect it to another thing. And now all of a sudden we have an AI chatbot assistant that is completely trained on our custom data knowledge. How many people want to have an AI that has their own knowledge? And not only that, is during this little bot, you could upload your own files. So I could completely upload my own text files, all of that stuff. And then it knows that data. All because I connected two different things. I connected a website scraper and I connected an AI bot. And now all of a sudden we have a full software that these guys, this software for them running, all they're going to have to do is essentially, because we're having the user pass their API key, right? So their API key is how it charges the customer. So this software essentially has absolutely zero running cost for them. Outside of them managing the user and paying their Bubble subscription, there's no cost for this software company, the one that I'm building it for them to run it for their users. They could have 10,000 users and it will cost them just their Bubble subscription. Nothing more. Absolutely nothing more. Everything that I'm running on here is HTML, so it uses it doesn't use Bubble workflow units. It's all inside the custom code. And then it calls an external source. So for them, it's an extremely, they could sell lifetime deals to this. If you guys didn't know, my AI team made $70,000 in the first year. And the way that I made all the most money by doing this is I sold lifetime deals to my AI team. I started at $1,000. For $1,000, you could get lifetime access to my AI team. And they did. However, now here's the thing. This is what I learned. My AI team actually has a cost, right? So that means every time you guys press the button, it charges my OpenAI, my AI account, right? If I go to these plans, look at these things. Look, rate limit. I think it's usage. So every time he presses the button and clicks something, it charges our account. right? So I've had 34 million tokens in and 7 million tokens out, right? This is my usage based on my Anthropic. This is every time somebody talks to the AI, I get charged. However, if you tell the user where they could pass in their own API key, just like we're doing on their software, and we're storing that securely in Bubble's database, and then we're only passing it on here in through Bubble. So that means the only time the API gets sent is if it's their API key. So this is extremely secure. So now the whole entire thing is charged to the user. Everything is off. They could sell. I got my lifetime deals up to $7,500. Right before Christmas, somebody bought a lifetime deal, and I ended up buying my whole family MacBooks. It was glorious. I was like, I was sitting there talking to me. I'm like, yeah, I just ordered us all MacBooks. And she's like, what? Like, yeah, like somebody bought a lifetime deal for $7,500. I didn't even think someone was going to buy it, but they bought it. Wow. That guy he barely even logs in, but he loves the software, but he barely logs in. He just likes to have it.
Yeah.
And so it's insane. So these softwares, the lifetime deals, people love lifetime deals. If it doesn't cost you anything, and literally Bubble gives you the ability to just sell a login, the functionality is handled based off of the scripts that you have, or sometimes the functionality completely built off here. If you guys know the music visualizer code, the music visualizer code is an entire script that is all running off JavaScript. So that means there's
Doesn't cost anything to run.
Zero cost. So that means I could set it up and sell logins. I don't even have to set up and sell logins with that because there's no like access. I don't have to save any data. So all I have to do is sell. I use Aspire Builder to sell that. So it's kind of interesting. I feel like here's the reality is I'm selling multiple different softwares. Some of them are using Bubble because sometimes you need to handle user login and sometimes you need to store data. So there is a use case for Bubble. Then there is a use case for what you're doing, Juliet, where you're using my SQL, and then you save all of that. I think I might be better off finding someone to hire and to teach us that part than me to do it. But they need to be able to use our tool and say, hey, this is what you do. And maybe it's Juliet teaching the class. I don't know. It sounds like you know more than me on that part, right? So those are things. However, I literally have a guy right now. He has $15,000 proposal that he's looking to hire for a developer right now. And his requirement is it has to be on his own server.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, like
what does he want? Like what kind of a software?
It's an incredibly easy software.
Does it have users? Does it store data? Like
yeah, it's 2 users, so that's kind of why. So he needs 2 users, and one is like it's a 2-sided marketplace. However, like that's not hard. So here's what I've been doing. I realize I have a lot of people that potentially want to work with me, but they don't really care about Jeff. No offense for Jeff, right? Literally, they just want to hire someone to get the job done who could do the job. That's it. That's as simple as it is. Like, they don't want any more. They don't really care that the person's name's Jeff. They really just want someone that they can talk to, that they can get the job done, that knows how to do the job. That's it. So what I've been trying to think of as I've been going through this process is we're almost going to need, like, over time, we're almost going to need 2 things. I'm going to need a way that my customers can connect with me. And then I'm also going to need a way that, like, I could almost create, like, here's what I'm doing. Here's like a checkbox, and it's a multiplayer checklist in a sense. However, it needs to be inside some type of dashboard area like this. So it's kind of interesting. I might build this into my AI team, that my AI team could be a full project management system.
Yeah, that's what you need to build, like a project management system.
Yeah, the more I just talk about it, the more I'm realizing that just should just be my AI team. Because what I'm thinking is, inside my AI team, one of the things that I was going to create is an actual AI software gallery, software and developer gallery. All right. And so here is, I want to actually make it where we all actually have a place where we could find customers. and customers could find us really, really easy. And so essentially this is the little hub that I've been building, and I'm going to be connecting it where it actually connects to the back end and we actually have a full on code with this. Let me see if I could go to a working state that works. All right. So here's what kind of is going to be looking like. So I want to be able to make it where we actually have a software where I want to make it where we can all put our favorite softwares in one location. Okay. So I'm able to upload my software, my AI team that I create, all of these other things. But I'm also be able to put our developers area. So now we're able to like view our developer, view their area, view their little page, view all the software that they offer, every single thing here, but be able to super find software like developers really, really fast. Also be able to put jobs and have a little job board on here to be able to like hiring. All right. So can you add a hiring tab also? So people, because I want to be able to do that also to where we could hire. Because a lot of times is I'm going to pass off these jobs to other people. And I realize there's a lot of people that need software built. And a lot of times it's like, it's crazy. It is. In the last few days, I've turned down 2,500 to build a software. Like I'm not going to build a software for that. Like it's not worth my time right now, you know? However, like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, that would have been the greatest thing in my life. You know what I mean? Like, holy cow, please. Yes. Like, yes. However, with software development, that's, you just need people to help, you know? So there's just a lot of people. And so over time, there's going to be there's more jobs I feel than there are developers. The developers are the need. We are the ones that are in need. Not the jobs are plenty in this market, as crazy it is. And it's one of those things that's like when you start looking, you start to see them. And when you by me sharing like, oh, look, I'm excited about having a database, right? Like, and I'm talking about building a database. I had people reach out to me. Look at, now we have a little whole hiring tab, right? So software developers and hiring, right? And these are all going to be like the people that are hiring for. You see how I just added a whole nother section to a marketplace? Like this becomes incredibly fascinating when you're building software, one for yourself, but two for other people. So I want to make it where I can connect these people with you guys. And I know that you guys are going to be the first ones on this platform because you guys are actively using the tool, right? You guys are actively using this. And so I'm going to be taking them. If I don't take the job, this is where I'm going to be pushing them. And so we're going to have a little My AI team, basically like a development area. And this is going to be the little marketplace for it. And so you guys are going to be able to manage it. But I want to also make it where it's a full project management area, because here's the thing is sometimes I get it where I want to be able to just say, all right, like, hey, Joey, this is the thing that we're building. These are the pages that we need built. Boom. And I might actually connect the AI to like help maybe like build the step-by-steps for us. We'll have to see what it looks like.
So in some project management tools, you can even have like two sides of it where it's like, this is the client facing side so they can see certain things. And then in the background, you have the people working on it. So you could be talking back and forth to Joey or whatever, and they can't see all of the, I don't know what the hell we're doing type of messages. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. So definitely having a client side and maybe even password protecting it with an option to password protect it.
Yeah, you know, totally. Like they would have a login and they would have all the stuff, but then you would have like a side section that they can't see anything, but it's just like you guys going back and forth, like trying to figure shit out, basically.
Yeah. That's a really cool idea.
And then you could assign different people like to different, customers too.
Yeah.
Like you could assign, let's say Joey was working on something, you could assign him to this client and he can respond to the client or put updates in there. But, And then like if you moved him, like say it's completed, then maybe you move him off, but maybe you put somebody on that just monitors like ongoing like issues or something for them. I don't know if it's like a monthly thing or ongoing.
Yeah.
You can move users back and forth on it, like assigning them to the different clients. I'm just thinking.
Make it where they can upload stuff, you know, like.
Yeah, you definitely want them to upload, especially anything that's like sensitive information.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You don't want them to email you certain things. You want them to upload it in the portal, for example.
Yeah. So I think that would be really cool. That'd be fantastic where it's a full project management software solution.
Yeah, and you may want to look at some of the ones that are out there just to kind of see all the features that it has.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've
Yeah.
used them, but I haven't used them like in depth, like super in depth.
So maybe the reality is there is a different process of building software. And sometimes it's almost like it's tool dependent, right? Sometimes if your goal is to get something up really fast, you kind of want the right proper tool to get something up really fast. Like sometimes it's like you don't know if the software is going to be something that people are willing to buy. So how do I get start to finish launched as fast as possible? But also, sometimes you don't necessarily need a back end to where you are saving data. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. So it's really just dependent. So I feel like if I was to maybe teach a class. Now, here's the other question is, if I was to teach a class, would you guys like a start to finish project that we're all working on? And then at the end, we all end with the same project? How would we do with that is kind of my question. Isaac, what up, man? Glad you showed up.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks, man. Sorry I was late, work and stuff. But yeah, I like if you guys are talking about no code, I like no code projects like from start to finish. That would be amazing. If that's what you guys are talking about. Sorry.
So you like no code stuff?
Yeah, I'm starting to love it. Ever since you shared last week that video, that YouTube video that you learned from, man, that thing's been awesome. I press play, pause, do whatever it is they say, and then press play. And it's taking me forever, but I'm slowly doing it little by little. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So that's fantastic. Now, that's so awesome. Heck yeah. I'm so glad you're taking action. Way to go, man.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
real quick, I wanted to update. I remember last week you guys gave me some advice as far as like school and everything. So
Yeah.
it turns out that I was able to talk to the college that is my company, like pays the majority of schooling and stuff like that. So it turns out they don't offer software development. So we're at a weird well, they just advised, I guess it's for the best. They said, okay, well, since they don't offer the programming, maybe you could check out, like, for example, here in California they have the EDD office, which is like the unemployment, and they have like a program where they can help you change careers. So they'll pay for schooling, a big portion of it, and then you'll get some grants and stuff like that because you're going through the unemployment people. Basically, so I'm exploring that avenue. And then I got to thinking with my wife, talking to her about it. She was like, maybe it's best that you don't get the schooling from your work, from your employer, because yeah, I would sign like a 5 to 6 year deal where I stay there because they're paying for the schooling, but they would cap me at a rate at a like a new, let's say they give me a raise because I got the whole degree and everything, right? They would pay me lower than what I would possibly make at a new company as a software developer. And I was like, wow, I didn't think about that. And then they did have that. I asked for the paperwork and everything and started reading some of the things. And like you guys mentioned, I think it was like moonlighting or something like that, where I can't even start my own little like side hustle if I wanted to. And I was like, okay, maybe this is, the universe's way of saying, hey, you're going through the right path, but we don't want you to do it this way. Let's shut the door on this situation that possibly could have put me in a bad situation. Thinking from the outside, oh, it's possibly a good idea staying there 5, 6 years guaranteed type thing. But then on the other hand, I wouldn't be able to follow my passion, which is entrepreneurship. And then I would get paid, less for what I deserve. And so I'm kind of happy that it did work out that way. So I just wanted to update you guys on that. So thank you guys for all that feedback, and it got me thinking and stuff. So yeah.
What did you say your position was right now at the company?
So I do EDI programming. So I handle all of so my division. So
Bees or Employee Navigator or B-Split?
So we have our own system that it's ancient. I don't know. We call it Opportunity. Opportunity uses a system or an old system that basically my programming side, I deal with all the changes that small businesses, our clients have on a daily basis. They'll submit, oh, I need to add a new employee. Oh, I need to term a new employee, or someone we let go, or whatever the situation is. And I do all those changes into the EDI system. And then at every day, I upload all those changes into our production, and then our production takes it and sends it to the carriers for us. And they use that old EDI system that we have. But in the new, my company is based out of California, and they have offices in Texas and Nevada, and like up north, Oregon and stuff like that. But now they're wanting to go nationwide, and that's where they're converting. They invested a lot of money into a company that's basically creating one software that will be able to handle the entire United States, basically, and put us all on one platform versus these 5 divisions that they own, and each division has their own little software that they kind of have trouble interacting with each other, and it's a big manual headache. That's what my job is. My job is so old and manual that literally I have to go in, look at thousands of pieces of content, and I have to like go in there and like literally change a couple of digits manually.
That's
where
annoying.
It should be the system, but I guess it's job security. I guess
systems that automate everything now. It's like it's crazy. I mean, it seems like the future is technology. So
and they said that basically in their goal is that basically in 2 to 3 years, it's going to be 3 years no matter what, but they want me out in 2 years. That way, the last final year of the rollout, I can just be a consultant to them as far as like, just in case that the new software kind of hiccups or something like that, testing phase. They want me that last year to be in my new position, but also be a go-to person, so I can like observe and test everything, make sure all the EDI stuff was working out. But that new software is basically automating it, and I don't have to do any type of manual work. It's just
which is how it should
be. Observing the code, which it's great. It's going to be amazing. But so that's situation.
You gotta figure something out in 2 years. We were just talking about he was going to teach us like some small, easier tools or softwares to make while we're getting our feet wet and learning, and then it can turn into something bigger.
Sweet. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Anything. Thanks for Jeff. Thanks for that YouTube video. That was cool. Thanks.
That really helped me learn Bubble. And so
for sure.
It really did. Now here's what's cool, Isaac. So have you started using my AI team with Bubble yet?
I haven't.
Okay.
I need to.
Yeah, so this is
Wow.
it's really cool. I have a client right now that I'm building their entire software. It's I kind of showed it a little before. However, the entire software, like instead of me dragging and dropping in Bubble, the entire software is just like I'm talking to you now is how I'm building the software. I'm just saying connect to these pages, and then it connects these pages. Build this dashboard, and then it builds that dashboard. And then I embed that thing right into Bubble. And I mean, it's pretty powerful. So this is the inside of Bubble, right? Well, all I'm doing is using that HTML and embedding the HTML right in Bubble. And then you know how you can like display states? I'm using the show state, set state, and then like basically like hiding this per page. So now are these things that like if I make these little like smaller videos in a sequence, would those help you guys? Like if I just said like make like a 10-minute video on how to make a software dashboard like this, would that be helpful? And then put them together?
I think so for me. That'd be awesome. Bringing solo movie to this Netflix stuff.
Yeah. Because there's literally a lot of times that like I want to make videos. I just don't know what to make them on because I feel like I'm starting almost like in the middle of a conversation. You know what I mean? Like, where do you start with software development? You know? So like I almost have to like start at the very beginning. Otherwise, it's like you're jumping into the middle of the conversation. It's kind of where I've been thinking. So, yeah.
Well, you need to
Yeah,
do
I
it
think
anyways if you ever want to do your hackathon. Like we were saying, you need to do some sort of a training so that could be used for their initial training that they need to go through before the hackathon.
Yeah. Let's see. I wonder if I should just I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump off this call. And then I have a webinar that I've been waiting to do. It's like text to code webinar. And it literally is just like, it's the same webinar that I did the other day at the investor pitch. It's the exact same one. However, at the end, it has a demo. So I feel like if I just do that whole entire webinar and then do the demo live, showing people how to do it, I feel like on the live, it would almost like give people the opportunity to like ask questions. How do I do this? But once you see how easy it is to code in my AI team, like, I mean, it's Bubble times 1,000, like easy wise. Now it's just learning how to connect that front end to Bubble because I use Bubble still to build the software. Like I like Bubble to manage the users, to track credits, like and any data that we need saved, I still use Bubble. Like, so I don't think Bubble should be cut out. It's situational. And that's kind of what software is, right? Sometimes it's like software is all, it's interesting is right now, one of the clients, he wants to send voice messages and like have an AI bot that you could talk to on the phone. Well, we already have the AI. Well, now he wants it where you could talk to it on like calling it. Well, if that's the case, well, I have to learn like a whole nother software stack to learn how to talk to it on there. However, like it doesn't make sense for me to teach you guys every software stack in the world. It more makes sense to like teach you like, okay, these are the basics. Here's how you get around the basics. If you get stuck, well, this is what you could do. You know, this is how I do it, you know, and then you could go from there. And then almost these classes are, I want to make it where these classes are you guys showing me and sharing your project and say, hey, I'm stuck here. How do I get to this next step? All right. So then it's more of like, not necessarily coaching where it's like, I have something to teach up on stage. It's more of like, hey, I'm stuck right here. How do I get to this next step? And then you share your screen and I walk you through. Okay.
So can you assign like as a, I mean, like it seems we're this is a class. Can you assign like a task like that? Like say you like just like a mock task and say like, I'm looking to get this done, like, you know, and then Thursday come back and we can see how far we got with it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. Okay. I think that's a great idea. Here's a task. Okay. Is we just started talking about project management software. Just about everyone needs project management because you're going to be building projects, right?
Right.
Just make a project management software.
Okay.
Yeah. Bonus points if you have a login and you have sign-in users and everything else like that. Okay. Bonus points. Now, here's the cool thing. Project management, right? There's two parts of the project management. You have one where you as the user needs to log in. And then two, like I said, the bonus points is if you can have the user log in and they can update stuff. All right. Just that alone. Trello, like Asana. There's softwares Dubsado. There's softwares that are their entire thing is a checkbox. Like their entire thing is a planning software to be able to do that. They have users. They sell it as a software. Like you can build this into other things. However, just use this as like all right, I need to be able to talk to the AI, go back and forth, work on it. Okay. If anybody needs like a coupon or anything, I have a little 50% off coupon that you can use too. Let me see. I think it's called Startup Envy.
Or what?
Startup Envy for my AI team. If you guys need it for the monthly. Startup Vegas.
Can you do stuff in that free version of Bubble? Like to play around? Like, is it functional?
Yep, you sure can. All right. So in the free version, that's pretty much all you need. The only time that you need it to go paid version is if you want to connect your domain and go live. And then even then, you just need the cheapest one. I think it's like $32 max, right? So just use the cheapest one.
Side note, I have a idea that it could possibly benefit everyone because I know you guys are all AI music. Now I'll be honest, Jeff, I have not purchased your AI music course, which I will, but I did learn off of forget his name, Matthew Wolf, I think his name is, YouTuber AI guy. So he recommended a software called Suno. Have you guys Suno? There you go. So I've been playing around with that thing and OMG. So I thought, what if we create like a simple website where we can have like a video of what we're offering. Hey, we'll make a custom video for you or a custom song for you. And then in the drop down, it has your little price thing, and then it somehow will charge somebody, whatever your fee is, you guys, $25 or whatever it is. And then automatically it sends it to us, I guess. So I guess I'll build I don't know if it's a website or something, instead of going to Fiverr and trying to sell it on Fiverr, where we can just create a website and have them buy the ability to, request the song from us, and then we, make it for them, and then we deliver it automatically to their email somehow. Is that something you teach inside of your course or not yet?
Yeah. So that is so last season.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. I'm totally new to this, so I'm a rookie.
So funny.
Sorry.
That's so funny. We were all on that path not too long ago.
I made some new songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, here's what's interesting is, if anyone's interested in maybe continuing on the life of the AI music group, that's a possibility too, and then basically like you could be in charge of it. You're the head AI music person. You take over the coaching calls. I'll figure out how to get you paid with all the coaching. And that might be a thing because Juliet has the group. You guys are in charge of the group. You know what I mean? Like that group has 800 or like 80 people joining a freaking day.
I know, so many people. It's crazy.
And
Wow.
The coaching group, people like it as a product. People literally love talking about AI music. I'm just the type of guy that I'm
Yeah,
like,
Joey's still selling music.
yeah,
custom
Joey still does
songs.
it. So I mean, if you're interested, Joey, I mean, that might be a thing that we could talk about next on the hotline and get you where you're actually running that full time and that's your thing. And
Well, yeah, if I do that, then I'm going to go ahead and create the website with all the music tools that I made and sell it as a service.
dude, that'd be so
That's a good
awesome
idea.
to see, because he made some really cool rhyming tools. And no joke, after we got off that like call when you did the rhyming, I want to rap like that and I want to make my own song.
Yeah.
I just don't have access to your tool. And I would, no joke, I would pay for that because I want to make a song like that where I wrote my own lyrics with like the mumble rapping where it's just like the same like vowels or whatever.
Yeah.
I would pay for that. I don't know how. I mean, I would like as a customer to $27. I got $27 to throw on it.
Same.
I'm down with it. You know what I mean? Like, and then if there was a lifetime deal, I mean, like, dude, like I'd pay $400, $500, and never pay again. I mean, if I had to, just to see what tools you got in the future.
Just remember us. We're founding members for you.
Yeah. So I think that what your software you created is fantastic. Now, here's what's cool is, Joey, most of that software that you built doesn't have API costs.
And it's not connected to any AI either, which is pretty cool. Like how it's pulling all that stuff without.
Me and Jeff could not figure that out. We're like, we don't know how you did that.
Oh,
Did it load like dictionaries into it? Like, we don't know how it did that.
Yeah. So
No, I just wanted to create something. I just kept messing with it till it did what I wanted it to do.
yeah, so maybe that's a thing where you take over the class and then you start building more tools for those guys. And I mean,
yeah, we just
So-
yeah. That's an idea. That's something because I think that students will register for that. I think that like I could get people to get registered their kid for the AI Music Maestros.
dude, you also have the music visualizer software like that. Like I was trying to build that into a full-on business. However, it's just I all of a sudden got distracted
Yeah.
because I like building the software, and then like I'm not, like now I just don't press the button. I just do other things, So, however, it would be a shame for the AI music group to go away. I mean, even this coaching group is called AI Music, so I'm even suggesting like fully on like create a separate AI software coaching.
Yeah.
Keep the AI music coaching
Well, and
group.
I think
Right.
what would be cool for the AI music is have like a free like class too that's kind of like a feeder one into the more detailed advanced one, because I think if people come in and they like it, then they'll pay that monthly fee or whatever.
Yeah, because I'm really the reason I pay is because I'm paying to be part of the community. It's like we all anybody can do it, but it's to be part of the community. It's like I'm in a community of experts. Like Juliet's an expert, Jeff, Isaac, they're all experts. So like that's why I pay to be a member of this group, because I'm always learning something new. Like I always come here, I always leave the class learning something new.
Yeah, exactly.
So like the music could be something fun, Juliet. Like if like we could do like a night call, like a night thing, like one night during the week, and just like go live in the group and try and funnel people to the $7 a month, or like I don't know, or maybe it's not the $7 a month, but maybe we work together on building this website with all these music tools. Whoever wants to be a part of that, and like we just put that together, and then we just try and get people to sign up to that website to use our tools.
Yeah.
I'm down anything to learn. I just want to take projects on, like Jeff, you mentioned, I think it was last week too, you mentioned just something about like maybe just learn by just taking on clients or something like that, or I don't know where I heard like that.
Trial by fire.
Yeah, just all by fire. Just find a project and just jump in, and I think that's the best way I learn is just like jumping into some kind of project.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So I think that's a really good idea, because I think probably the next part is create software, but then embed that software into a Spire Builder. So there's a couple steps here that I feel like I could teach, that I could rack out some training videos that would eventually go into the longer term class, that I could use you guys as my test dummies. So like, hey, like if I could get you guys to create this and you guys could launch software and get a customer, that's proof that the software training worked. But I want to be able to communicate to you guys by video, not with me like just voice message. So if you guys could say, hey, I'm stuck here, how do I get here? I'll make like a Zoom video or Loom video or whatever, and then here's the next step. So Joey has these tools. Joey created these tools in my AI team, and now Joey needs to sell those tools for monthly access. That can be done all inside my AI team in Aspire Builder. Okay, so I will today create that video to make it where you could set up start to finish, but I'm going to break it up into like segments, okay? So it's going to be like step 1, creating your software. Step 2, signing up for my AI team and building your homepage. Step 3, setting up your checkout page. Step 4, giving access to subscriptions. All of those steps, all in that order. The tool that I might use is probably going to be the music visualizer, okay? Because that's a project that's already done. It's already coded. It already makes sense. Just showing people how to make money with that, that will get, I've already sold it many times. I've even sold the lifetime to that. And then it has the option to buy the code. So I feel like that right there could be an easy like win to get $200, $300, $400 in your pocket. You know what I mean? Because you could sell lifetime access to that thing.
Yeah.
So
well, you can have lifetime access to everything I build if you can give me an Aspire account.
100%. Oh, bet. Yeah. So we'll figure it out, because here's the thing is, yeah, let's talk more, Joey, because I also think that we could, I feel like the AI music group should live forever. You know what I mean? I don't think it should ever die.
Yeah, I do too. And I think Juliet and me, DJ.
You look great, Juliet. You're on mute.
Everyone loves music.
Yeah, you're right. It's not going.
I just made a new song last week.
Heck yeah. Yeah. That's definitely awesome.
A new EDM, Christian EDM song.
I need to get more focused on that group, because like we really need people to start like submitting songs and having like a highlight the song of the week or an artist of the week or a producer of the week, whatever. And like really just try and keep people active in there and funnel them to buy our custom software that we made with my AI team, and really talk about, you know, boost up what Jeff's doing with the my AI team. I love building the code things. I mean, like there's a coffee shop in town that she just put up her second coffee shop. She's like expanding. She might even put up another one. I want to be able to order online. I think she needs an app. I don't know if that's a whole. I don't know like if that's my AI team, code snippets, Bubble. I don't know. I know Bubble can boost stores. I did watch some Bubble tutorials, but I never watched the 3-hour video. But I know other websites do that same stuff too, where you can build stores. But I want to be able to like sell her an app, like, you know, like, because I go to the store and I always want to try something different, but I don't keep track of what I tried. So I want to be able to like log in the app, be like, oh, I tried this and this, and then like these are the other things I want to try. And I want to order. There's 2 drive-ins in town, and neither of them I can order online. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like everything eventually, you know, it's like what we look 5 years from now, everything, you know, everybody's going to be able to order online, right?
Yeah, 100%. Well, that's a cool idea. I mean, maybe you start building in that direction too, you know, like that's where if you find a customer, I mean, like most of those apps or software builders, like anything like that, we could build HTML and embed HTML in there, right? Yeah. So HTML is like the code that my AI team codes up. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So a lot of those have it where you can connect your code right into the back end of those, or you could use the AI chat and it will guide you through how to code it up. So, yeah. So,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. So I'm going to show you guys step by step how to make a software and then at least sell it for users basic. like you don't need a database with a lot of the stuff that Joey's coding up. When you do need a database, well, then I'll just create a class for that. You know what I mean? That'll just be the next step of that journey. You know what I mean? Like,
because you can do multiple user logins on Aspire.
yeah,
That's what I thought.
yep. What you got, Isaac?
I'll be honest. I've been looking at Pickaxle. I think that's the name on AppSumo, because I have this. I've been wanting to. Basically, I've created like more like 20 or more different custom GPTs on OpenAI, and I want to be able to like take one of those GPTs and create like I guess like a paid software type thing app for customers and things like that. Um, can you create a course like that we don't have to use Pickaxle? That maybe we can just use my AI team or something to create something like that? You know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah.
taking the custom GPT, because right now, so I created a course and I'm trying to finalize the editing for it. And basically in the course, I'm teaching my students how to create a no-face YouTube channel on YouTube. And they're using AI to create the videos and to create the voiceover and everything and the script. And in those videos, I'm mentioning, hey, I'm heading over to ChatGPT. I created this custom GPT. Oh, by the way, I have the link to the custom GPT down below. It would be nice to say, you know what? I created a platform that I created all these GPTs and put them on this platform. I can sign you up for a lower rate versus someone that didn't buy my course.
Yeah.
That's my ultimate goal. I'll be honest. I'm willing to pay a little more to learn that ability. And I heard Bubble is basically the way to do that, right?
So you essentially want it to be where you could train the AI on your data and then have somebody else also chat with that data, have access to that bot type thing.
Right. But I don't want them going to OpenAI for, because I feel like they're going to be like, oh, why do I need Isaac? I can just start using all these
building right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isaac, you kind of missed the earlier part of the class, but check this out.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's good.
That's my fault for showing up late.
No, dude, I'm glad that you asked it, because you asked for the software in a different way, So I recently had a client come to me and he wants the ability to do exactly what you said, right? Create assistants.
Right.
And then basically create an assistance. You could add the description, everything, the instructions, everything like that, right? Then you could set what type of bot you want, so what type of brain. Then you could scrape the data from a website. So this makes it where you could crawl and scrape a website. So if you have website knowledge, right now you could have it where it's completely uploaded on their knowledge. And then also you could upload files.
Right. Nice.
So then then the client wants it where you could chat with it, right? So now we connected those. After we connect the brain, I'm over here, I'm able to chat with this. Who owns the business? What's the owner? And now I can say, right, give me 5 blog ideas, right? And now this is like a custom GPT,
right?
But it's
in your platform,
data.
right? Yeah, instead of being on OpenAI, it's different.
Yep, but it uses OpenAI, but it's not OpenAI.
But they don't know that, so that's what we want.
Yep.
So that's awesome, dude. Freaking amazing.
So this is a client that they hired me to build this. And this is kind of like, inside this is crazy. I connected, you see everything that we connected here? If I go way back here, look at all this. This is where I started. This is where I started. Right here it says, create me a world-class dashboard so I could view all my assistants and chat with each one super easy. And then I pasted in all the APIs. So if I go back to here, This is the original one. This is what it looked like at the very beginning. And then if I go here, these are all the steps. So then I basically said manual update right here. Now I have all my chats. These are all my assistants. And then it connected to this entire API. All it did was, I'm telling it to connect to these. Of me going back to the code. So I'm not necessarily, you know how in Bubble you would have to sit here and connect to the API and to watch all this. With this, I'm not doing any of that. I'm literally making it where it's like connect to these. This is where I'm adding history now. Like I'm adding chat history on these and making it where I can view past threads and all this stuff. Like it's crazy with this thing. So over time, you progress to make it what your software is. So you're saying is you would like to have it where you could build up to this point. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then now, would you want to even sell access to it also?
Right. Yep.
So you
I want my students, I want my students to stay, the longer they stay in my platform, the more likely they become super fans. And that's what we want. We want super fans that they love everything that you have to offer. And you're not taking them to another place that they can get distracted and they can fall into the rabbit hole of so many other custom GPTs. But if I'm teaching them how to start from the beginning to create their YouTube channel and then use the tool that Isaac created in his program. Oh, okay, now I've created the script and then, yeah. So, sweet.
Okay. All right. So ultimately, yes, there is other scripts to set up. And I can teach you how to do other parts. Now it's interesting. It's almost like there's start to finish where basically there's going to be like software like the Joey's has, like where it's like the music visualizer, or there's things that don't cost you credits at all. Now, here's what's interesting. That software, even with this chat bridge, like this one that I'm building for the client, it doesn't cost the client anything. It doesn't cost him anything because he's passing the user's API key in. So the user is using their own API keys and that charges the customer, not him. So, but he's using Bubble as a database to handle that. And that's kind of where you need that. So it's almost like there should be a route with the Spire builder, then there should be a route with Bubble. And the Bubble is going to be for the advanced one. And then I think I also should add like a one with your own server, like calling the scraper script or something. Because that website scraper,
telling how on this thing to like set up my own API, which I still don't even know how to do.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Implement a backend API for data management. How the hell do you do that?
Right.
Jeff, did you see where sorry, are you still presenting?
No, you're good.
All right. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, I got it to where it'll even do slang words too.
Hey Isaac, have you seen this?
No.
So Julie coded this entire thing up, okay? And this thing, it's like a rhyme and a sonance generator. This is crazy. So this doesn't use AI at all, but somehow it has some level of intelligence with this rhyming thing. But it helps you create songs with it.
Well, I have one that makes songs, and this one's just like to come up with catchy like rhymes. So you can just say like, let's see, phone and older, whatever, and then so you've got like the words with the assonance words have multiple syllables that rhyme with both words. And then the related topic. So if you're writing a song and you're trying to come up with what would be another topic that I could go off the next line of the song, and then you've got slang words that to match with the words that you started with, and then you've got synonyms, and there's no antonyms. But you could click on them, and when you do, they go over here to your thing, and then you can move this. You could move all these ones that you like. You could copy all of them to this song thing I got, and let me see. It's called Lyric Line Genie. Let's shut that, and then sales tax. Anyway, this one just generates random topics, and then you could generate one line of the song at a time. Dancing with love, feeling so alive. Street life paints the sky with colors untold. You could make dreaming of friendship, a world hold, and then you can make a chorus. Heartbreak on heartbreak. We're lost in this. Anyway, it's just two tools that work together.
See,
That's
couldn't you
awesome.
see this being useful in conjunction with like a Suno or a Udio or some of those
Right.
music generators?
Yeah. For
We
sure.
create
Big
Create
time.
your own lyrics instead of the auto generation.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. And you built that with my AI team or yeah. Wow.
Yeah. All within my AI team. That's crazy.
So we got to get those on
Can
the
I-
website.
Okay, Jeff, I'm not a paid customer yet. So could I do something like that with because I'll be honest, I can only afford the 97 a month plan. Is that something doable?
Yeah,
with
the
that one?
97 covers that plan. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. All
Yep,
right.
it
Sweet.
covers it too. Yep. 100%. So what you're going to do is you're going to be in the
And I'm gonna use your promo code.
And you can use it for image generation. You can use it for creating all kinds of like it has. You don't have to pay for Chat GPT because it has a better version in there. You know,
Really?
it's
Wow.
I like literally use it for everything.
Yeah, I wrote like
Dude.
15 blog articles yesterday with it.
That's what's up.
I
I just
scraped,
need to
I
start.
scraped the YouTube
start
video
doing
for
some-
the content. I used that the chat to scrape the YouTube video, and then I don't know if I needed to, but I was taking that information to OpenAI to have it write the blog inside of there. Is there a way inside of my AI team I could have did that, or would it been about the same? It just wouldn't have cost me a credit.
Yeah, it would have been about the same, just wouldn't cost you credit, I guess. So it's the same. So essentially, if you go in here to the AI chat, and then wherever you just did the scrape, I mean, essentially you could have just did it right here in the chat, you know, if you wanted to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you could transcribe the YouTube video, find whatever one it was, and then like this is a giant, right? These are from our 3-hour classes, right?
Yeah.
And you could just say new chat, create me a blog post from this. And then you just paste it in, and then there's that giant text. And then it's just right here, and then it'll write a blog post from it.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you want.
Well, that could have saved me like probably 10, 15 minutes overall, though.
Yeah. So, and then here's our blog post, right? The magic of AI snippets, the story of Joey's brilliant idea.
Stop. How did it?
Wow.
Are you?
Yeah.
I mean, you coded the music visualizer, right?
Yeah. So, but
Oh,
Joey
yeah.
And
wasn't
my
done.
AI team.
Come on.
Oh, okay.
Read this. This is cool. All right. So, this
Oh
was,
yeah, and I love it, Isaac, for your I take like YouTube videos in there, and he has that YouTube. You could just take transcribed YouTube, and it transcribes it, and then you can turn that into other content, blog posts, emails, whatever.
Mhm.
So I use
Yeah,
that all the time
that's
too.
yeah.
Awesome.
Like, there's so many things in there. I love it.
Nice.
Everything that you see it was built in Bubble in here. Everything. This was before I started doing the code snippets, and then now I'm going to start building everything in my AI team, and then embed it into Bubble. Is how my workflow now.
Now, Jeff, when I
Wow.
was doing that, and then I would ask OpenAI to make me a picture to go with that blog article. Can I do that in that chat?
You can't. You just have to come over here and click here. Yeah, just right here. So yeah, you don't have to leave the page, but not in the chat, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't figured that out yet. Yeah. Here's what's crazy. My wife was making logos for a dentist last night. and they wanted some really crazy thing. However, we ended up getting the one that she wanted, and like they ended up, she's like recreating it now, but this is the one that she wanted, and then she's just now redrawing it, so yeah. But I mean,
I can just start a Fiverr gig and just charge to create logos and make some side money for my AI team. It'll be free.
I create all my album artwork in there for my songs that I've published. I created my animated lo-fi girl videos I created in my AI team.
It's got a stem splitter. You can split your song down by instruments. It
automatically adds the image with the song and creates like a little video with it. Like there's so many things it does. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yep.
And we keep asking him for more. More, Jeff, more.
Yeah.
And that's why I made a whole software builder so you can build it yourself.
So that's AI code snippets? What's that? That's what are you call the code stuff?
Yep, all the AI code snippets is called AI snippets. Here up top is your snippets. They're all private by default. You could turn them public if you want, just right here, just a little setting, and then public. If you make it public, basically what happens is it goes down here, and then anyone could duplicate it, all right? Or they could view it, right? They could view it, or they could fork it, and they could make their own. So literally, like, I mean, there's full-on things down here. I mean, like, everything. There's, like, music visualizers. There's coupon code generators. There's a slot machine, bulk site scrapers. There's a lot of cool stuff that's already built in here that you could check out and just play with. And you
I made a stupid Excel tool because it was like pissing me off because I had to upload it into the system where I needed the first name and last name split up, and I didn't want to figure out what the code was and test it. And I just made a snippet software real quick, and I just uploaded the file, and it did what I needed to do, and it was like 2 minutes.
Yeah, but it wasn't stupid, Juliet. You said I made a stupid AI tool. You made a stupid tool. It was a smart tool.
Like it's like the littlest things. Like I'm just like, what can I, for your job? Like you could probably think of things. What could I make that'll make I'll say 5 minutes here,
Right. Yeah. I do this horrible thing at month end, every last business day of every month. I have to take all of let's just say all of a certain amount of data from certain people that have a special benefit, and I have to manually copy and then look for the group and then paste it at the bottom of the group. And I have to do that hundreds of times. So literally I work on the last business day of every month. I start at 8 and I don't finish until about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening. And it's just part of my routine every month. And yeah, it's pretty bad. But if I can create a tool that can help me, I don't know,
make it a little bit faster.
Right, make it a little faster. Oh my God, that would make me look amazing to my boss. She'll be like, "Wait, you're not working overtime today?" I'm like, "No, I'm done."
I'm done.
That'd be amazing.
So here's an example. Okay. I uploaded a CSV, and this is a CSV on startups funded in June 2024. Okay, somebody sent it. I got the CSV. This is the entire CSV, and now it's a CSV visualized. And now it's an entire spreadsheet, and I could click here to email this person. I could visit their website. I could see how much they were funded in. I could view, like, I could cross out, I don't want software viewed. Like, this is an interactive spreadsheet. This is just a CSV, right? Well, I could come up here and I could say, make me a super legendary search, right? And now I could search through this thing, and I'm going to be able to make it where I could search through this CSV now, right? And it's going to take this code. You see this code right here? It's going to take this code, and it's going to update this code right in front of us. This is 328 lines of code, and it's going to update it in front of us, right? if we ever want to go back in history, if I ever mess up, I could go back into time. You could see all of this, right? This is all just the step-by-step process. Right now, there's no search, so I can't like search and find out like certain companies, you know, but in a few seconds, I'll be able to. And it will search the entire CSV and give us names. Down here's a little CSV save, so I could save the CSV. So you could tell it, like, maybe you have 2 CSVs that you want to upload and you want to cross-reference that data and you want to see if there's any matches, and then you want to export a thing, right? So now I have search for
stop. Right there.
Now I have this. So I can
see, I know. I'm trying to figure out ways I can make my life faster, easier too.
I just found Eric on this thing. And now I could send this link right here. I could send this link to you guys, and you guys can view this entire website too. And instantly the website is live and updated, and you guys could find companies. You guys could, if you don't have a customer today, you guys could message one of these people, because all these people just got money, and you could see how much money they got in June. And you could say, hey, I'll help build your software, because guess what? 90% of people that come for funds, they have some type of fund to set aside for software development. 35 people are software companies in this group. So you could go through and find every software company and message them. Here's the owner, and there's their email address.
Let's say you want to create like a little something that you can put on your website.
Yeah.
Is there like a place where I could have it created there and then take the code and then just paste it into my site? And wow.
If only that was that easy. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make a little training so you guys could do this always. Okay, but this is a Spire Builder. If you have another Go High Level or WordPress, anything, most of them have this feature. Okay, so if I go to Pages, I'm gonna create a brand new page, and I'm just gonna say Pages, and I'm gonna say empty page, because I don't want anything on it, and I'm just gonna say 2024 funding. All right, and then I'm going to hit add new page. And this creates me a blank page. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say add widget, and I'm going to go over here to code, and I'm going to drag the code right onto the page. Okay. And inside my AI team, we have the view code. Okay. So I could copy this code, right? I just hit copy code, or I could select everything, right? It's the same exact thing, right? Copy code. And I'm going to go back into a Spire Builder, and I'm going to paste, and I'm going to hit save. And then I'm going to hit view, and I'm going to view this page. And then instantly we have the entire web page on a Spire Builder live in our website. Our own domain on our page. And now I could send you guys this link. So now it's not even it's my AI team, but it's not my AI team. It could have been any website that I have on Spire Builder. Okay. Now, here's what's really cool. Let's just say you want to sell this access. I could now come down here and I could password protect this page, password protected, or I could say members only. And I could sell access to only members that have this access to this page. And now that could be an entire product that I sell. And now if anyone wants to get funding, well, guess what? Like, look at all these founders. I could literally message any of these founders. Like, this is a few hundred founders that have money. Like, that could be part of your service, right? You might have somebody that has thousands of like radio stations, and you could message all the radio stations to get your AI music on, right? And now this is a whole little software area that you add inside your area.
Brandon created that software.
Right.
You did, Julia?
Brandon.
Yeah, I got Brandon. He created it where you could do all that, right? And he's using my tool to do that exact thing. He literally, here's what's crazy. He messaged me, said, hey, I have a PDF that has all of these contacts information. I can't get it from a PDF to a CSV. He literally used this software and made the whole thing possible, and now it works. PDF to CSV, all within here. And now he sells it as a service that he does radio email blasts. So, like, incredibly, whatever you could think of, you can make, right? I was literally make a little tycoon game, right? Like, so
I got a lot of work to do, guys.
Me too.
I know.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Wow.
So I'm going to make a step-by-step on how to get it into a Spire Builder. So you guys can basically sell and embed software and sell it as a membership, just like I just did in a few seconds.
All right. Well, I'm going to try and be done with what I'm doing before you get
I'll
done.
make
with
that as
it.
a training that we have in here. Way to go. Bonus points if you could make the video for me. Is this exciting, Joey? Do you feel like you see the light at the end of the tunnel or what?
I'm fired up.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So cool. All right, use the code. If it doesn't work, Isaac, let me know. Save 50%, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it only works on that first month. Know that it's after it goes to the normal price afterwards. Okay.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you.
If you don't like it, no hard feelings. But I feel like literally, like you know how you said you could take Fiverr jobs and you can make logos for people. The only reason I switched from like, I used to make clip art for people. I used to make logos for people. Then I made music for people. Well, I'm back into software development because my AI team, AI still codes the software. The only difference is software pays a lot more. If Joey creates those softwares and turns those into $27 a month with a yearly price where you could save 40% on yearly, and then a lifetime deal that you never have to pay lifetime, people are going to start buying the lifetime. The software never costs them a dime. We could add the music visualizer in there. We could add all those cool little things. We could add the stem splitter, all the little software tools that I built in my AI team. You could start adding in there and just add a little like tap, right? Like
it's on, man. It's on.
So yeah, I mean,
like Donkey Kong.
So all right, if you guys need help,
I gotta get my song published. I've been lagging.
Right, and then make it easy for Juliet to get her song published. Joey, that could be another software.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm excited. First person to get a customer with their software.
That's where the AI music label comes in. Is you get people want to publish them themselves. You publish them for them. Yeah.
Yeah, and just have a little form that Juliet uploads it to you, and then you do it. Then you put it on TikTok. You put it on those external places. Yeah. And you handle distribution for her. Then you stream it 24/7 on one of the channels that you set up. Man, there's so much you can do with that.
Yeah.
So, heck yeah. All right. I love you guys.
Let's love you too.
Thank you guys.
Can't wait to see what you create.
You guys are awesome.
All right. It's on.
Bye.
Thanks.